Yeah. Eat 'em up, yum yum. Eat 'em up, yum yum. Yo, what up, fam? It's your boy JC, the hip hop junkie, vinyl beats and eats. And we got a guest. Got the other half. Y'all seen it in the very beginning of our first season. Fill you in, but you know, before we get into all that, we have to talk about this food. Every time we start up,
right?
Everybody wants to know about the food.
I didn't eat all my food already.
local stuff, fam. You know, wings, fries, whatever. You know, but so there's no really breakdown.
Yeah, if I come back, I gotta try the spot. You said hooker tacos. Right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a hooker. There's a spot where there's tacos, but there's hookers as well. So
yeah, very entertaining.
I need to go by there.
Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Just to see.
You know, it's
check it out.
It's a sight.
Right.
It's a sight. You know. You get entertainment. So what better place to eat and have some entertainment?
Hey, why not?
But not guaranteeing that every one of them's gonna be the right. Looking right.
No.
So you might lose your appetite.
They're definitely not going to be looking right.
You might lose your appetite.
They're on the street. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you eat and then you leave after the seed, then you might, stomach might,
might be turning. Yeah, might be turning in a bad way.
Exactly. So, fam, allow me to introduce our guest. The other half, brothers, doing it. Man, Eric V. BakaBoyz.
Yes, sir. What up, man? Welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Man, fam, y'all should know the BakaBoyz. Automatic staples in this fucking game right here, man. Like, they set off fucking hip hop here in the West Coast.
I won't say we set off, but we brought it back.
Okay.
We helped bring it back.
No, you helped bring it back.
We helped bring it back because KDAY was the one that really set off, like the original KDAY. Mix Masters, Tony G, Julio G, all those, Battle Cat, Joe Cooley,
Ralph Bam.
Yeah, what's it called? There was a dude named Hamburger something, I forgot his name. Damn, Ralph Bam, the Mexican. Yeah, man, all those dudes really set off hip hop on the West Coast.
I mean, the later years.
Yeah, well, when hip hop went away, when KDAY went off the air, the 1580 AM, it went off the air. I don't remember what year it went off the air. But it made such an impact on us that we wanted to do radio in Bakersfield, where we're from. Yeah. And so we helped continue their lineage in our own way and style, playing the music we were playing.
But Eric, you broke shit. Man.
Oh, yeah, no, we totally.
You fucking know. Like, here's the thing, fam. You guys got to understand, like, Eric and Nick really fucking, like he said, there was KDAY, but there was a moment where there was a gap. And the only way you had it is if you went through some underground shit or you stood in touch with it. Mm-hmm. But the only time it ever came back, Lozano kind of here and there.
Yeah.
He did, but nothing like what
But he was playing like the more mainstream, the bigger records. Like, I think the biggest record he was playing at the time when he was on the air was like Nothing But a G Thing. That was like a big record he was playing. But also on the hip hop tip, I got to shout out some of the dudes that were doing it before we got Friday Night Flavors. Mike Nardone, DJ M's, Came From Beyond, all those shows.
Those are the ones we had to look for.
Those are the college radio stations. Those were the college radio stations or the public radio stations that did what we ended up doing later on a commercial level with Friday Night Flavors.
Right.
But to get that opportunity was an amazing thing for us because it really opened up bringing hip hop back to commercial radio.
See, for me, was being young, when KDAY went out, that was our only actual plug to hip hop. We used to listen to Mark Nardone, and we used to listen to Claremont Mud on Big Beat Showcase. Okay. Layla and them had a show up there. Okay. And that was our plug to
only outlet.
But other than that, though, there was that gap. And when the 90s came around, with that golden era and stuff came around, Lozano did play little things here and there, like you said. The biggest thing was G thing, but you guys stepped in, man. You guys like fucking blew it up.
Yeah, we helped break a lot of records for sure.
But two brothers from the city of Bakersfield, like y'all gotta follow them and listen. Their stories, like, man, I'm telling you, it's a dope story from where they were then and where they're at now, what they're doing. You know, you gotta tap in with them. Eric, I got mad respect for you guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
mad
it.
respect for you guys. You guys went against the grain. I know you guys ran into situations too, just being how you ran your show and stuff. But man, flowers to you guys, man, flowers.
I mean, the thing about us is we always had our own style or own sound. You know, the way I describe what we did on the radio was, even though we were influenced heavily by KDAY, we still did our own version. You know, like the way I say it is like, when there's a great music producer, right? You know that's their record.
Right.
Because they have their stamp on it. They have their sound. They have their, you know, whatever their main things they do, whether it's a Neptune's beat, or whether it's a Timbaland beat, whether it's a Dre beat, whether it's a Primo beat, whether it's a Muggs beat. They all had sounds.
Right.
Their sound. Same thing with us. We were the same way, but on radio.
So when I was talking with your brother, when he was on, it's dope how you guys did your skits. You guys came up with, like, you guys were doing shit that wasn't, they were doing shit like on radio, but the way you guys roll call.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you guys like set it up, man. You really did. And just like the record breaking. Like, people would have never heard of like Wu-Tang back then.
Yeah, we were the first, one of the main people on the West Coast that played Wu-Tang first.
Yeah.
You know, we had the record before it was signed to Loud Records, you know.
Right.
I still have the original record of that record. It was some like little off label.
Right.
It was like an orange label, and yeah, so there
wasn't Method Man on one side and Protect the Neck on the other?
No, I think it was Protect Your Neck and After the Love or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Was not kind of After the Love, but he uses that sample though.
Right.
Can It All Be So Simple? It was one of those two.
Right.
But it was Protect Your Neck on one side. Yeah. It was one of those two records on the backside though.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, I mean, Friday Night Flavors. I mean, yo.
Yeah, Friday Night Flavors was really the
hip-hop.
That was the linchpin that really brought us into the eyes of the masses here in LA.
Right.
That was, you know, it was a 2-hour show that started after midnight. And later I found out that, I don't know if Nick told this part, that the show was supposed to be somebody else's show. They didn't want to do it because they were overworked. So Dave Morales, who was doing middays, they had approached him about starting a hip-hop show. But he was so busy between appearances and all the other stuff he was doing, because like, he really didn't want to do it.
Right.
He didn't want to take it on. Plus, he was doing like the Saturday night party mix or whatever, street party or whatever for the Big Ass Bus or whatever.
Right.
And he was like, I can't do any more shows. Like, I'm tapped out.
So it fucking worked out for you guys.
So it worked out for us that we happened to go to dinner one night with Dave Morales, Harold Austin, who just got his job at The Beat as the music director, and our friend Bruce Reiner, who used to work at Profile Records. We were all having drinks and dinner. Well, I don't drink, but Nick does. And they were all drunk. They were having drunk. And, you know, we were talking about radio and in general. And, you know, Nick at one point slams the table and says, I'm going to work at Power 106 by this time next year. That's exactly what he said. And everybody started laughing about it. And then I guess it triggered Morales to be like, hey, I don't want to do this show, but maybe these guys can. So
So
that's how we got the opportunity. Like, we went outside later and he's like, hey, you might be perfect for this show we're trying to start at the station. We want to start a hip hop show. And, you know, there's no name for it. There's no nothing. And so long story short, he tells me, send me a demo or give me a demo. And a couple weeks later, we seen him in the Bay Area. There was a thing called the Gavin convention. And they had a magazine as well.
Gavin was dope.
Yeah, so the Gavin was industry, you know, magazine
Right.
with all the charts for the records.
They
And
would have like a function and everything.
yeah, they had a conference.
Yeah,
They had a conference, yeah. So
like Jack the Rapper.
yeah, they had Jack the Rapper, they had the Gavin, they had all these different conventions that people would go network at. Rappers would go, you know, producers,
DJs.
radio, program directors, DJs, all that.
Kind of like with Nam in a way.
Yeah, but it's not, you know, NAMM is more like equipment based.
Yeah, it was more like music.
Yeah,
hip-hop,
it was
like
all music.
Performances and things.
Yeah. So they would do showcases for new artists, for program directors and all that stuff to see who's coming out on the label.
I went to the Gavin once.
Yeah.
Was dope,
So we gave him the demo at the Gavin, and then a couple weeks pass, and then he calls me like on a Tuesday or Wednesday one day, and he's like, "Hey man, I got the demo to Rick." He's like, "Rick wants to meet with you guys," and he's like, and I was like, "Okay, when?" He's like, "Tomorrow." So we're like, "All right, we got to get ready to go to drive to LA because we were still living in Bakersfield." But we were going back and forth between LA and Bakersfield working on production because we were working with a lot of the hip hop artists. You know, we started originally with like Kid Frost. That was our first production.
The funny thing you said when I was talking with Nick, that's how I knew you guys.
Yeah.
It was the whole Cliff Richie he used to throw you guys out there.
We call him Lieutenant Stitchy. That's what we call him. That's what we called him.
Cliff Richie, something else, but yeah, so I knew you guys way back then. Didn't you guys do tracks for he had a group.
Who?
Frost.
Latin Alliance.
Latin Alliance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we started in the whole Latin hip hop scene, right? With Kid Frost, who came through Tony G, one of the original mix masters, who became a big mentor to us. Like him and Julio influenced us so much. Like we wanted to watch them, we wanted to learn from them, we wanted to be like sponges. We were like sponges around them.
Legends,
like you know, so learning from them, him taking us under his wing. He allowed us to come into the fold to do like 3 songs on Frost's first album.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for some young kids from Bakersfield to have your first production on Virgin Records is a pretty big deal.
Oh, that's huge.
To be on a major label for your first songs that you ever did.
Because it was hard to break like that.
Yeah, you don't get those type of breaks.
No.
Yeah, so we did 3 songs. We did Hispanic Causing Panic was one, Hold Your Own was another one, and then we did Straight from the Bank as well.
And that was out the first Frost album.
On the first album,
yeah. The one with
La
Raza.
Raza. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so we were on that, and so that led to other
Fuck, Eric,
stuff.
You know what? I never fucking saw the credits on that.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there. Our name's on there. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, our name's on there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so
we were rolling around bumping that shit.
Yeah, so that opened the door to us meeting other people. So we ended up meeting a good friend of ours that we've known throughout the industry, Paul. I'm blanking out. DJP.
Paul Stewart.
Paul Stewart.
He was on our show.
Yeah. So DJP knew we were producers and that we were producing music. Brought us into Ice Cube's label.
Street Knowledge, right?
Not Street Knowledge. It was the other one. It wasn't Street Knowledge. It was what's the name? Damn, I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of his label that he had, but he had a label, and we took our drum machine and went and played him some beats. He picked out some beats, so we ended up working with Yo-Yo on her second album.
Okay.
And then also before that, DJP hooked us up with a Farside because he was working with the Farside too.
He was a manager, right?
Yeah. So we did a Your Mama remix that only came out in the UK.
I have that shit.
Yeah. So that's from the UK only.
Oh, okay.
That was an import.
Yeah. It's the covers with them like, and they're eating in front of like a
I don't remember what the cover looks like. I never had the import version.
I have that. Right. I'm gonna have to show it to you.
But yeah, that came out, so that opened the door for other stuff, and then at that time we started working with like Buzztone Management,
right?
Which was Cypress Hill, Funk Dubious,
right?
House of Pain,
Soul Assassin,
stuff. Yeah, and then we ended up meeting. Actually, B Real came to us. He wanted some production for a couple young kids called the Hooligans.
Okay.
The
Hooligans.
The Hooligans, which was Scott Kahn, son of James Kahn, the actor.
And then
the Alchemist,
yeah.
or his other name was Mudfoot.
Mudfoot. The other ones are Mad Skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad Skills and Mudfoot.
Well, yeah, Mudfoot. I
So
remember
that was around the time.
that one too.
Yeah, that was around the time of.
Did you guys do Put Your Hands Up?
No, that was Lethal.
Okay.
Lethal did
From
that.
House Pain.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
DJ Lethal. Shout out to DJ Lethal.
We're gonna keep going.
He came through our stream the other day. I told him I got to go to his house.
Funny thing is, when we're doing the rhyming thing. Remember Browntown?
Mm-hmm.
When we did the Dope House in the Ghetto thing.
Yeah.
We were working with John Baranda, was explicit at the time, and he plugged us in with Lethal.
Oh, okay.
And this was right when they just they 4-track Jump Around.
Yeah.
And that's when he lived in he lived like in Sherman Oaks somewhere.
He still lives there. He still lives out there in that area, same area.
And in the garage, and we went back there, and he was gonna do some tracks for us.
Yeah.
So he gave us 4 tracks. He played us Jump Around, and we're like, oh, that shit's gonna take off.
Yeah.
And cool. Did the thing. Long story short, he comes to us and says, you know those tracks?
Yeah, we're keeping that for ourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that for ourselves. Oh man, what was Shamrock and Shenanigans? Boom,
Oh yeah.
Boom, Shala.
Yeah, that's cool.
We actually demoed it up and everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's funny too, because that's a funny story that you say that we were working with a rapper in Bakersfield. I know his name was Robert. I don't know what his MC name was, but we actually gave him Pistol Grip Pump first.
Oh no.
And then we have a good friend of ours. He passed away, unfortunately, but it was like the whitest, the blackest white guy I knew.
Okay. Right.
Like, dude played ball. Shout out to Casey, man. Rest in peace. We miss you, brother. He was a fool. But he was like, yo, they give you their wackest beat. This shit is whack. It's Roger and Zap, West Coast bullshit. He just dissed the record. And then we ended up giving it to Volume 10, and it became a West Coast classic. So when I see Robert sometimes, he's like, man, that beat, bro, I had it.
You missed it.
I did it.
You missed
I said, Casey talked you out of it, bro.
Oh, wow.
Casey was, but Casey was also, he was hilarious.
That easy ball B moment.
Yeah, maybe. So, wild, bro.
Yeah.
Craziness.
The other one you guys did was Cycle Run.
Yes, Scandalous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came through B-roll. Yeah.
You know, I always fight with people. And a lot of people, they say they're Cycle Run fans. I'm like, you know there was 4 of them?
Yeah.
Not 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of them backed out.
Thank you.
Thank you. The fourth one, or I guess the fourth one.
He rhymes on that Scandalous.
Yeah, I think he was on that. I forgot his name though. I remember it was Duke.
Jack?
It was Jackin, and there was the other guy, and I can't remember his name.
And then their DJ, right?
Reside. DJ Reside.
Yeah.
So that was the 4.
Away, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
No, I don't think Reside passed away, did he?
Yeah, their first one passed away.
Oh no, I didn't know
the
that.
one they did their beats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we had FM on here, and I thought FM was the original DJ.
Yeah.
No, that was him. He passed away.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, it's nuts, bro. So.
But I remember you guys did that, and I used to fight with everybody. I go, there's another guy. If you listen to Scandalous, there's 3 of them rhyming on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody, no, it was Duke and Jack. And Jack. I'm like, no.
We had some other songs as well with them. We had some other demos that we had did with them as well.
Right.
But, you know, Nick has the disc still of a lot of the production that we did.
Right.
We don't have our drum machine no more. We sold our drum machine a long time ago.
You saw that SP1200?
Yeah, somebody wants, actually the guy who bought it from us is trying to sell it again.
No way.
Yeah, he's trying to sell it. But that's the...
Trying to sell it back to you or what?
He offered it back, but I was like, everything's like digital now. I don't need.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
If anything, it's just sentimental value.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, even though I'm gonna do a set on turntables, I use a controller now because it's like, I don't want to carry 40, 60 pound turntables around, bro.
Fucking crates.
Or crates of records. I'm cool.
Yeah, you're right. No, man, Eric, like I said, man, I just wanted you to come out and hang with the
for sure.
Shoot with the eat, talk, and I had to have you on.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
It wouldn't be right if I didn't have you on, you know. Besides having your brother on, but both of you guys, you know, me personally, you guys are a staple in fucking West Coast.
Thank you, man.
You guys, you did it, man.
Well, we're still here. We're still doing it. We're still grinding, and we're still working. You know, Syndication, you know, you can hear us in LA on KDAY on Friday nights from 9 p.m. to midnight. Hopefully at some point we'll be on more often,
right?
Which we should be in general.
No doubt.
We should be on somewhere in LA 5 days a week.
Oh, guaranteed.
You know.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's nobody that sounds like us. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you guys are fools, man.
You know.
You and your brother are fools, man. The way I was watching one of your shows and you were ragging on him, on Nick, on how he writes.
Oh yeah.
You were like, he's the ugliest writer.
Dude.
Like, look at him write.
He grabs a pen like this or whatever. He uses all 5 fingers to grab. I'm like, what are you, a fucking chicken?
It's like the claw.
Yeah, it's like claw, exactly.
The claw, he will save
us. I call his writing, what's it called? Like the shit in the pyramids. Oh. Whatever, like ancient fucking shit that nobody can read.
Right.
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics.
Yeah, Nick B be doing hieroglyphics, not even knowing it.
You know what? I do have to say though, this was funny. Heard it on the air back in the day, and I think I brought it up to you when we were at
the Mayan.
And you guys were going at it with Humpty.
Oh yeah.
And he was telling you about playing a song, and you're all, what do you mean? You play that funky white boy every time, and that record's mine. When are you gonna give it back?
No, I hate that record. That's the story. The story is, he would come to our show on Fridays in the morning.
Right.
He would do a mix. He would do half of the mix, right? And I'm like, don't ever play that record on our show ever again. Like, I fucking hate that record. Play that fucking music, white boy.
I remember that. You guys were
don't play that shit.
And you guys were on there, and he was talking about that, and you were like, what do you mean?
Like, no.
Play that funky white boy.
Do not play that shit on our show, bro. That is like the wackest, goofiest shit for me.
Yeah.
I'm good.
No, I agree.
I mean, unless I'm paying for like 60-year-old dudes that want to hear that for their birthday, like, and they're paying me a lot of money, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That's usually more than likely going to be out of the fucking lineup. Yeah,
right.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Eric, just wanted you to come fucking hang out,
no doubt.
with us.
Man, your food got cold.
Yeah, but you know what? Better conversation.
You got it. Where's the microwave?
We have a microwave now. We have microwave.
The microwave.
Back in the day, hungry men on a fucking on a fucking oven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yo, fam. So you already know this is that part of the show where we ask our guests to entertain our audience. So, man, go get something to drink. Go get something to eat. Go to the bathroom. Roll one up.
Oh shit.
We're about to be back right now. Yo, Eric, you saw it with Nick. They're brothers. This is what they fucking do. So, yeah, we're about to be entertained. So, everybody, hit that bell, hit like, comment, keep it positive, subscribe, and that link right there. You already know. I've said it time and time again. Want to hang with us on this performance part? Hit the link. We go to Instagram. If not, find us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Vinyl Beats and Eats, and then you'll be able to see performances like Eric V.
Yup.
So, like I said, hang with us. We're about to be entertained. It's your boy JC, the hip hop junkie. Vinyl Beats and Eats, the guy right here, man. Eric V. The Baka Boyz. So yeah, one love.
Yeah.